Hello everyone, welcome back to SBR Pythons. Today we've got a video sort of setting up and using a Lightbox for the first time. So I recently decided to pick up a Lightbox after speaking with David Bennett of DS Pythons and Lulu at Rebel Regis. Just seeing sort of using this quarantine time to go around social media and have a look and take inspiration from people in terms of how they're doing their photos. Just because I've not really been happy with how I've been taking mine. Some of them have been coming out okay, and I've noticed that those are the ones that seem to have a white background. So I took that on and sort of went out there and bought a Lightbox, which I'll leave a link in the description. It's about £100 off of Amazon, but I think it's a worthy investment, especially for this hobby. So we're just going to pop it up and see how I get on with it. But firstly, I want to talk about why I think photos are important. The first one is just having pride in what you're doing. If you have pride and you show people you've got pride, straight away it draws the attention. They're more likely to keep sort of scrolling if you've got a half sort of, not got that quality of sort of photo, especially on Facebook and sort of social medias like that where you just scroll through. They're more likely to stay if you've got a sort of eye-pleasing and attractive photo, and I think this is a good way of doing that, and a fairly sort of relatively cheap way of doing it as well, to be fair. I mean, it's only £100. I mean, if you use that over the course of however many years you're breeding for, eventually it won't work out much per year, and even less sort of per photo. So I do think it's a worthy investment. Yes, it can be a little bit upfront, especially just for basically a box with some lights in it, but I do think it's important. But in terms of the pride, I personally I take great pride in what I'm doing and want to share that with you guys on my social medias and things like that. And for me, I want to have the best sort of camera setup or the Lightbox setup really, and I want my photos to show my pride and show the animals to the best of sort of their abilities, because these are beautiful animals, and so I want to get that across in my photos as well. The other reasons really for me wanting to get a Lightbox is the sales photos. As I said, they're more likely to sort of catch your eye and stop on them and things like that, or a morph market, you might be drawn to it, things like that. It's very simple sort of techniques that I'm looking for, but also the VReptile Expo. So this is coming up sort of at the end of June. I haven't spoke about this yet, but I will be vending it. I'm not sure whether I'll have animals for sale or whether I'll just be sort of vending some of the animals for people to have a look at and see what we're working with. But it depends really on whether sort of the first clutch comes out in time and I've got anything for sale and that. And potentially the second clutch is due to hatch that week of the VReptile Expo. So if they hatch out, I might be able to snap some quick photos and sort of maybe do a clutch reveal of that clutch at the VReptile Expo, which is really cool. But it's been set up by Tony Crawley of Ball Pythons R Us here in the UK. So sort of massive thumbs up to Tony for it. It's an incredible idea. As I'm filming this, the June Reptile Expo has just been cancelled, so sort of ties in perfectly with that. But what I really like about the VReptile Expo is it's sort of national. Oh, sorry, not national, international. So for example, I'll flash up a picture now of a load of the vendors that are going to be there, sort of their logos. DS Pythons, SBR Pythons, me, Neighbours Constrictors, Urban Constrictors, Balls to You, just some of the UK representatives, but you've also got European and, United States and Canada. So Will at Royal Canadian Reptiles, Mutation Creation, Dean Van Ommeren representing, Europe. There's going to be tons of people there from all over the globe, which you don't necessarily get to experience if you don't get around all of the shows around the globe. So I do think it's really cool for that. But anyway, that was just a little bit talking about the VReptile Expo. I might come back to that again a little bit later in the video once I see how these photos come out. But for now, all I'm going to do is get the Lightbox out and show you how easy it is to pop up. So just quickly, before I show you how I set up the Lightbox, I'm going to play this clip from the VReptile website where Tony's going to talk you through it a little bit more, and you guys can get a better understanding of some of the other breeders that are going to be there.
Welcome to VReptile, the world's first virtual reptile expo. Not only do we have reptiles, amphibians, spiders, insects, but all the equipment you could ever need. So please join me, and these guys, and many more.
I'll be there.
Zoom In will be there, and I'll be there.
Hey guys, it's Will from Royal Canadian Reptiles, and I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
I will be there.
We'll be there.
I will be there.
Ik ben er ook. I will be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Ich werde da sein. I will be there. And this time we're gonna have our whole collection with us.
Jibo Gecko will be there.
I'll be there.
Я там буду. I'll be there.
So here we have it then, guys. I've already built it up, so it's fairly easy to build. One thing I forgot to mention is it is a portable light studio, so it completely flat packs down and almost you can just carry it around. So if I want to take photos outside or take it to an expo, that's sort of feasible, but also, especially for me, it's good. It doesn't take up much storage space whatsoever, so it's really easy to store. You can just pop it up. To simply do so, the Velcro sort of straps on the side come down. This is underneath here. You've got a sort of a sturdy, I don't even know what it is, to be fair, what it's made out of, but that comes down. You fold your canvas down as well. That's pretty much the basis of it. You plug the light in, which is very simple, and then the front flaps just sort of folds down there. I won't do it now, but you can Velcro this to the sides. And also these windows do come across because you can take photos from the top as well. Sort of, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but behind, or sort of in front of where you store your plug, you've got a little sort of section there which you can put your camera lens through. So you can get different sort of shots of your animals, but also, as you can see, it is fairly large. So for example, we're going to try putting a larger female in here to see how we get on with a larger female, and sort of we'll talk about how I got on with a larger female as well. Obviously the sort of hatchlings might be a little bit easier because sort of it's a smaller animal in a sort of large environment, but we can see how we get on, and just sort of, yeah, we're going to take some photos, as I say, and see how they come out. So there we go, guys. That is just me popping it up, and what we'll do now is, just before I do, actually, I'll just show you, this is what I was talking about, it being portable. You can literally carry it around. It's very, very slim, so it doesn't take up much storage space whatsoever, so it's really good in, as I said, I think it's really good value for money. But we've had a chance to look at the photos that I've taken, so we'll sort of just throw some of them through as we're talking over this. But you can see they've come out really well. What I'll do is I'll actually start off with the larger girl that we showed. So this is the Black Pastel Het Pied, the Dam to Clutch 1. I really like how this has come out, considering how large the female is. You know, she's 2. Oh, and actually she's not. She's about 2 kilos. I was going to say 2.5, but that was a prelay. She's about 2 kilos, but you can see she fits in the box really nicely, and you can still get a really nice shot of the animal. If I just scroll through some of the other ones as well here, you can see a lot of them have come out really well. I'm really happy with how they've come out for a first attempt. The only things that we've got to work on are a little bit of a shadow in, and there's different things that we can adapt on maybe the camera. My brother sort of does the photos, so maybe we can adapt some things and hopefully get them that little bit more pristine. But I've got 2 examples here which I'm really, really happy with how they've come out. So as you can see, you've got almost a clear white background, the snake, and the snake looks phenomenal. I like to try and get the head involved in the photos, and I just think they've come out really well. I'm really happy with how they've come out. And I think this is going to be crucial, as I say, for the VReptile Expo, which if you guys sort of haven't registered by now, definitely go over there and register because it's going to be an amazing event. I think they'll be really crucial in just, you know, keeping it looking that a little bit more professional, which is ultimately, it's just showing pride, as I say, going back to the start of this video, and that's ultimately what I'm trying to get across in my photos. But as I say, really happy with how they've come out. We'll just adapt a few things and see if we can get it slightly better. But the other thing that I want to quickly sort of mention and bring up is watermarks. I think watermarks are incredibly important. You know, I know of horror stories, for example, I'm sure she doesn't mind me saying, Debbie at DD Royals had her photos sort of stolen, and someone else started proclaiming that those animals were theirs, and, you know, things like that. It's not good, and it also sort of the scams. So I personally watermark all my photos so that people can't steal them and sort of claim to have those animals, or, you know, now when it comes to babies, they can't sort of take them and try and sell them as their own. So I do think watermarks are important, and I'm really, really grateful that I finally got my logo done sort of using the same font, and sort of being able to just have SBR pythons and everything else being taken out, because I think that looks that much more pristine in sort of watermarking my photos. So I'm really happy with how that's come out, because I do think the sort of black and white contrast is better than the black and gold from my original logo. So I'm really happy with how everything's come out, to be fair. We'll work on a few little bits and see how if we can get it that much better. But to be fair, for a first attempt, I'm really happy with how it came out, and I do think it will take our photos up to that next level, which, as I've said, there's multiple reasons that you want your photos to be very good. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Make sure you go and check out the VReptile Expo and sort of register as a customer or a vendor if you're interested in that. And I think that's everything. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know whether you use a Lightbox or what you do for your photos. I'm always interested to hear what you guys do. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.